Hello friends, my name is Pramod Kumar and in today's video session I'm going to start Java programming. In my previous video I have shown you how to make your computer ready to do the Java programming. So in that session I've shown you how to install Java, how to configure the IDE IntelliJ IDEA to do the programming. So in today's session we are going to start the Java programming. So let's start it. So the objectives. So what we are going to cover in this session. First of all, the anatomy of a Java program, writing a simple application, various data types in Java, what are variables, what what are the literals, how we initialize and use a variable, calling methods from static methods, what is string class and its methods. This is very much going to be used in a programming. Various type conversion, the data type conversion that we are going to learn. What are array? We have to learn what the array is. Those are very much used. What are various operators which is used in Java, and how we are going to use the arguments of main method in Java programming. Okay, so first of all, anatomy of Java. So if you are going to learn Java, if you want to become a Java programmer, or if you are doing a Java program, so these are some terms that every day that you are going to learn, or you have to hear it, you have to speak it. So you have to very much familiar with these words. So those are like classes. Obviously if you write Java program, you have to deal with classes. Methods, people call it functions also. The main methods that is going to be used in Java program. Comments, we will see what are those. Packages, there are certain reserved keywords or words. Modifiers, statements, blocks. Okay, so let's see. So before writing a Java program, let's see a sample Java program. Now on this screen you can see some code is written, right? This is a sample Java program. This program is written to show some value on the screen. Okay, now let's understand what the structure of this program is. In Java, whenever you are going to write any program, right, you have to start with a class. Okay, now this particular line where the class test is written, and it has a start curly bracket and it has an end curly bracket. Okay, now from here to here, this complete is a class program. Okay, now this is a class program, and under that class all the other codes are written. Now this class CLLA this class is a keyword. This is a Java keyword in small letter, and after that the test which is written, that test is the name of this class. So whenever we write a program in Java, we have to write in a class, and class is written like this: the keyword class space and the name of class. Okay, so I would call it as a test class. So this class name is test, so this is a test class. Now before this class, I can see that there's another line written, that is I import java.lang. Now this import java.lang, we call it as a package. Now I will come later on this topic, this package, but for now just understand that this is package, this is class, this is starting of the class, this is the end point of the class. Now what class consists? The class consists my programs, and which includes the variables. Here I can see this variable, this int x is a variable. I will come on later what this variable actually means. Okay, but for now this is a variable int x. Before the variable, in the double slash I have written this declare variable. Now this particular line are called comments. Comments are nothing but those are some statement which are actually not a part of program, means those are not going to execute in a program, but it will be visible to a developer, to a programmer. So a programmer writes some text which going to be help to the same developer or some other developer. So these are some comments or help a developer write to make the developer help in suppose after 2 months or 3 months, if I'm going to see the same program, so to understand the program, what that particular word or line that I have written, what are the purpose, so I write some comments. Okay, so int x is a variable. Now here I can see public void so, it has a start bracket, it has an end bracket. Okay, now this is called a method. This particular section is a method. And I can see there's another method, public static void main. This again, it's a method. You can see the start bracket and the end bracket. This is also one method. So in this particular class, I can see there's one variable. There are two methods. Okay, and at the top we have a package. Okay, so it's a package section where a package is being used. Okay, now so this is a very simple Java program in which there's a some class which have some variables and we have some methods. Okay, now so whenever we are going to write any programs right in Java, we have to follow same kind of structure using some methods, using some variables in some class. Okay, fine. Now before writing a program, we have to understand the data types. Okay, now what are data types? Let's see. So let's write a small program first in IntelliJ IDEA, and we'll understand like what the data types are or how the data types are going to use. So I'm going to create a new project. And if you have remember in my last session, here I have to select the Java. I don't need to do anything over here. And this place I will write the name of my project. So this is the name of my project, getting started. Okay, now here I'm going to create a Java program. So as I told you that if you want to make a Java program, you have to make a Java class. So I'm right clicking on this src folder, new and class. Okay, so I'm giving a name of this class as test, pressing this button. Okay, so now I have a test class. So this is a class, you can see this. Now this curly bracket, there are two ways the peoples are using this curly bracket. This is the one way where I'm going to start the bracket just on the same line and closing at the last line, or someone uses the brackets like this also. So both are correct. Okay, it depends on you, right, which one that you prefer. Okay, so normally I prefer this way. Okay, now so this is the class, simple class. Okay, now if I have a class, right, you can execute a class, you can compile the class, you can run the class. Okay, so let's see if this is the minimum program, right, what this program is going to do. I have a class test, what this class will do if I run this program. So first of all, let's compile this program to check if there is any issue or not. Okay, so I am just pressing this recompile button from here, or I can use this build button on the toolbar, whatever. So I'm just using this right click recompile test. So if this program having some error, so it will show you at the lower bottom section. So currently I'm not seeing any issue. Okay, so this program is perfect. Now what will happen if I run this program? I'm just right clicking on this and I'm looking for an option which called as a run program. So I'm not seeing this option run. Okay, I'm not seeing run menu option in this shortcut. Why? Because in Java, if I'm writing a Java application, okay, so to run a Java application, I need to tell that where is the starting point of the program, from where the program is going to be executed. Okay, without mentioning that, it will not going to run the program. Okay, so as I told you that in a Java class I can have variables, I can have methods. Okay, there is no limit on the count side, right? How many variables I can make, how many methods I can make. Right now, if I have many variables, many methods, and if I want to run the program, so I have to tell like, okay, from where it should start, what is the starting point of this class. Okay, so you may write n number of methods, like method 1, method 2. Okay, now you can see this is not method actually. I have written in double slash, it's a comment. Okay, it's not actual method, it's a comment. Okay, so it is not going to be part of the program, but just for developer, for me, for you, right, you can understand okay what I'm writing. Okay, now if I want to write an actual variable, I will write like this: int x and a semicolon. Now this x is a variable. Okay, now what this variable is, variable is nothing but a storage box, storage location on your RAM. So whenever I run a Java program, I need to store something for temporary purpose. Okay, so to store any data, any information, if you require in a program, you have to use variable. Now variables are memory location on your RAM. Okay, now to identify the memory location, we give a name to that variable. Okay, so let me show by a simple diagram. If I'm saying in a computer I'm having a RAM. Okay, this one is a RAM. I'm not a good artist, but I'm just trying to make you clear. Okay, so this is a RAM, this is a memory hardware device on your computer, which have some storage capacity. Okay, and if I am writing a Java program, okay, so this is my Java program, I've written some code into it. Right now, suppose I have to store some data. Data means, like, suppose a number, I want to store some number, I want to store some text. Okay, suppose I have to store my name in my program. So in my program, if I want to store name, or if I want to store my age or date of birth or my phone number, okay, so the program will use the RAM to store the data. So my program is going to store my age, for example. Okay, so in RAM, my program need one space like this. Okay, this space will be used to store the age. Okay, now there could be some other space also for storing some other information. Okay, like another store space is used to store my name. Okay, now so I can see on RAM there are two locations that these red circles are going to be used to store some information. Now this particular space will be used to store age, the another box, the location, will be used to store the name. Now similarly, there may be n number of memory locations which are going to be used by my program or by some other program. So to make this space readable, identifiable, so that easily I can identify, I give a name, this one. So this age and name is the name of this location where I can store the data. Now what I can store in age? So in job, from job program, I can store age into this variable. I can store name into this variable. Okay. Now if I say I can store age, so I can store age, but I haven't told you like what exactly which age that I'm going to store. See, I can store age as per the program. I can store any number into this box. This age will contain number, right? Because it is used for age, and age will always use a number. So I can say that in this particular box I can store any number, right? So so the type of data, what is data? My age. Okay, let's suppose the number I'm going to store is 35. Okay, so if I am going to store 35, so this 35 is the value, the 35 is actually the data. Okay, and this data is going to store into this memory location. So I can store 35, but I can store 25 as well. So right now if I store this 35 into this variable, okay, and after that if I want to store 25, okay, so now if I have 25 right now, I want to store this 25. So whenever I put 25 into it, it will replace the old value. So at the time only one numeric value will be there. So whenever I assign, I put something, so the previous one will be removed, right? So this is the nature of the variable. So that's why we call it as a variable, because the content of this memory location changes. It's not fixed. Initially it was blank, nothing. Later on I added 35, and after that I added 25. So this memory location values keeps changing. And who is going to change? The program, obviously. And we, the programmer, will decide when I have to store what, right? So this is the nature of this variable, the memory location. So in short, these variable are nothing but a memory location in the RAM, which can hold data. What kind of data it can store? So for example, for this age, I am storing numeric. Similarly, in the name memory location, I can store characters also, alphabets also, right? So the memory location, now we can call it variable. Variable contains data, and data have some type. What are the type? Right now just you have seen the type is number, the type is character. Okay, so the age data types, age variable holds the data of type number. Now the name variable can hold the data of type string or the character, right? Now come back to the program. So whenever I write int x, so this indicate that I am making one variable. The name of variable is x. Name of variable is x, and the data type of variable x is int, which is a number, or you may call it numeric. So this is the type of the variable. So this statement, what I am doing in this statement, I am, there are many terms that we call it. Someone calls it as a declaring variable. Okay,